Welcome back, everybody, to Trickle Sticks Knives. Today we're going to be going over the Lich King. This is a really cool knife by Lothar. I believe Lothar is a sister company to Ned Foss. So if you are a Ned Foss fan, you are probably really going to like this knife. Has a very nice little pivot collar there. Other than that, it's all murdered out, which is I absolutely love that look. Just a orange pivot collar and everything else is murdered out. It's just a really good look. Hopefully Lothar is listening / Ned Foss. I would just do that if you have to have something on the pocket clip. I would just X your name. You don't need your name there, or just make it black. You did good as far as the blade goes. I just like to show credit where credit's due. See, you put your name right there, and that's fine. Now everybody knows what it is. I don't know, what does it say right there? I don't know. It says something on the left there. The Lich King right there, and then I think that's the blade steel on the other side. I cannot see. I think this one's I think it's 14C, isn't it? Is that what that says right there? I don't think that's what that says. Let's say it over here somewhere. I'm thinking D2 steel. Alright, my bad. Thought it was 14C. Alright, D2 steel. Wow, this is a great time for this conversation because I thought I was gonna. I forgot I had a knife because I was trying to find one that I had that was D2, and I couldn't find. I have a couple karambits that are D2, but I wanted something like a pocket knife, and I was kind of having trouble finding one. So we're going to talk about that. And boy, some people might not like that, and that's fine. This is just my opinion on D2 because it's my channel. So I can throw this knife if I want to because it's my channel. If you'd like to add a comment, that's fine, but keep it respectable. That's all I ask. Now, D2 steel, for anyone that would like good knowledge, good hardcore knowledge, D2. Lothar did it right here. Perfect here, actually. If you have a D2 knife, you should probably get one that has a black coating of something, don't care what it is, on the blade. By the way, this has a really good jimping as well. Anyways, and it has a little harpoon style right there, just barely though. So I hope some people don't like harpoons, but don't let that bother you on this knife. I'm telling you, this knife is really worth your time. It's kind of hard to reverse flick. Hold on, let me go back to what I was talking about D2 first, and then we'll go there. Okay, D2. It's a great steel. It's called a tool steel. What do tools usually have all over them? Oil. Lots of oil. And this goes for all the people who just don't understand what D2 is. I'm not saying D2 is not a great steel. It's a great hard steel. It's literally the best thing, and quite practically the only thing it has going for it is it's a harder. It's not harder steel. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's a harder steel. There's much better steels out there that are much harder. But yes, D2 is a harder steel. So if you're looking for a more hard use knife, D2 is what you would want to look for. Or that may suit you. I would, but and I'll tell you why. But let's just focus on D2. If you're going to get a D2 blade, try and make sure it has a coating of something on it. Because, and here's why you kind of want to just stay away from D2 altogether. 50% of your cutting tasks you can't do with a D2 knife. Even if it, I mean, I guess it'll be okay if it has a coating of something on it, but I'm telling you right now, the actual blade part that's been sharpened will not be okay. It will be stained and corroded severely. And all it's very, don't do this, what I'm suggesting, because you'll only prove yourself wrong and me right, and I hate being right. But if you take any D2 blade and go chop up some vegetables and some onions, some fruits, do that, a couple days in a row. Tell me what happens to that blade. It's going to completely ruin the blade. And by ruin, I don't mean you can't use it anymore. I mean, it's going to stain the living crap out of it. It's going to have all these like rust stains all over it. So it's going to kind of, here's a example. I was out in our garden, and with tomatoes, you gotta, I'm just saying this for people that don't know, because I didn't know, but with tomatoes, they get tomato worms on them sometimes, so you gotta constantly check your garden to get the tomato worms off. Any other blade, or any other steel, just about any other steel, would have been just fine for this application. So what you have to do with tomato worms is either you gotta grab them and just rip them in half with your hands, which I prefer not to do that. So I just cut it in half, and then it's dead. And you just give them to, or you can just walk them over to the. I'll walk them over to the chickens and give them to the chickens, because they love anything like that. So I was way too far away from the chickens, so I just cut it in half and then continued working and like, just continue working, put that knife down in whatever, like either a bag or whatever I was using. It was probably a bucket, an empty bucket, just with a bunch of like tools in it and stuff. So I set that knife in there, and then I get back up in the house, and that knife was just still in there. It hadn't gotten, cleaned off or whatever. So the next day, it's done. It's completely done. Just from slicing a worm in half, there's rust all over it. I spent days with many different types of harsh cleaners. Wire brushes, brass brushes, like anything I could think of to get the stain out. Stain was there for life. I threw the knife away, or I might have given it to like my brother or something. Like it just really made me mad, because it was like it wasn't my favorite knife, but it was kind of a nice knife. It was a Tucson knife. So it just kind of made, definitely that's when I knew, like, okay, I need to stay away from E2. So I need to get some Tums. So yeah, I recommend staying away from D2. You can't use it for cooking. You can't use it, if there is anything wet involved, you're gonna ruin your blades. Maybe not water so much. Like water, I don't know. I assume water would be okay, but I'm telling you, it's gonna not be okay, because it's almost a stainless steel, but it's not. So that's a problem. For me, anyways. If you don't you ever use your knives for cooking, like you must just be, and this is what I used to do, so please don't take offense, but you must just be looking at your knives all the time. You sit there and you flick them open, you flick them shut, you flick them open, you flick them shut, but you never use them. You might use them to open a package or something, but you'll never use them. If you're not using your knives for cooking, any other task, USA, if it can't do that, what to me, it's not a very good knife. Now, so that's leading back to D2. If I can't use the knife for 50% of tasks, now I got to go back inside to find a knife that's not D2 because I accidentally got a D2 knife that day out of my drawer. I just don't think people. There's a lot of misinformation on the on YouTube, obviously, and the world, and you wouldn't think there would be about knives, but there is, especially with D2. Yes, it's a great tool steel. You know why it's a great tool steel? Because tools stay oiled all the time. I've never seen a set of tools ever. And how old am I? 45. Never seen a set of tools in my life that didn't have oil and shit all over them. Sorry, pardon my French, but that's why tool steel D2 is a good tool steel because tools need to be hard. I think D2 is the worst thing to put on a knife. Period. I'm sorry. That's going to hurt some people's feelings. I'm sorry. Please don't be butthurt about it. I just think, as Americans, we all got duped, baby. I really think that. So now, you got my opinion on D2. Let's go back to the Lich King. You didn't ask for that, did you? Did you ask for that? How about you back there? Hey, wake him up. Alright, the Lich King. I had to go off on that tangent, I'm sorry. And you should pay attention. If you wanted to know anything about knives, it's all facts. Spitting a bunch of facts there. In my opinion, D2 should not be on a knife. Unless it's a hard use knife, and it should be like in big bold letters on the box. Can't use for any cooking. Can't use for any wet projects. Like it should be a warning label. I swear to God. Yeah, well, it's always fun when you ruin a knife that you really liked. So when you go through that, like it really rubs you the wrong way, and that's what happened to me with D2. So I love seeing when they put black blade on a D2 steel. 8.25 is the overall, and we have 3.5 for the overall blade and actual. The handle is 4.75. Let's get some calipers on this one. Another thing I really like about the Lich King, and they do this on quite a few, quite a few, I think. There's quite a few knives out there that have this kind of backspacer on it. I know Tops has one. Hinderer. There's quite a few companies that have that sort of backspacer, and I love it. It's like a real comfortable, I hate to say the word ribbed, but that's the only thing that comes to mind. That's just what it is. It is what it is, right? Let's get the... So this one's stepping it up to a 0.6. Let's make sure that's right real quick. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep. So that's a little bit fatter than normal, not by much. Blade stock is little over 3 millimeters. So that's always nice. Let's go over the knife deployment. Push button, great. Light switch, great as well. Here comes the problems. All right, and there's something else we have to talk about. I'm sorry, but we have to. All right, reverse flicking. Do you use your nail or do you use your skin? Please tell me in the comments. Because for this knife, you cannot use your nail. This is one of those ones, I usually, when I reverse flick anything, I don't use my nail at all anymore. Because I think it's faster to use your skin. Like it just, like with this knife, it's kind of hard. Like you got to really push your skin up in this hole. So realize that going into it. And it's the same with the thumb, like doing that. It's doable. It's just you got to jam your skin in that hole and then fire it out. Same with the reverse flick. You got to jam your middle finger and then fire it up. It really is fun to play with. It's just got to be careful. Obviously, my hands are sweaty right now because this video is a little long, but usually I can reverse flick it pretty good. But that's one thing. That's one downfall is for some, the reverse flick might not be an option. But you can see there how easily that falls. Look at that. Really, really hydraulic. Dang it. I keep missing it. Sucks when you miss it. It doesn't hurt, but watch this drop. Like, yeah, watch. Just a real nice hydraulic type fall. It's kind of cool. Everything else about it's great. Pocket clip, great. It's like, you can see there, it's like set down into the G10 there. Very nice, very nice. Lothar and Ned Foss, I believe, are sister companies, and they are both really coming out with some good looking knives. And both going outside the box. They're just not doing what everyone else is doing, and I hope they succeed. I'm not sure. They could be from China. They could be from Mars. I really don't care. It's a nice product that's affordable, and I'd rather have affordable than, like, say, a $200 knife. Because I had a $200 knife, and it wasn't that it wasn't nice. I had one recently, and it just, man, it's just for me, it's just too much. Way too much for a knife. It's not that it wasn't nice. It's just way too much. Love the orange pivot collar on this. I did this video already, so that kind of sucks, but it was like a week ago, and the video, I was just having problems with my camera, so I just didn't post it. No use in posting it if there's problems. 5.9. So right about 6. Oh, 5.9. So, what came back on? Oh well. Yeah, great little knife. Especially if you like Tanto. I think this would be considered, is that American Tanto or is that Japanese? I always get them backwards. Because there's Japanese Tanto and there's American Tanto. I think that would be considered Japanese? You tell me, is that a Japanese tanto? Is that American? I can't remember, but there's a slight difference. Obviously, the difference would be the look, but I just can't remember which one's which. Really nice scales on it. I don't know if I mentioned that. Nothing outstanding, but just a little different. You know what I mean? Something a little different. I think this is aluminum. Oh, I don't have my little thing. Well, hold on, I might have it somewhere. Let me go see. Might as well, right? I know what I thought I knew where it was. Yep. Ooh, I guess that's not. That's. Ooh. Yeah, that's very much steel. So yeah, it must be some like thin pot metal or something. Who knows? So that's kind of cool. That's probably why it's a little weighty. Real good action. Like I said, you just got to get used to the reverse flick. It's doable, but you just got to jam your finger in there basically, and just you're gonna need to like kind of give a little flickarooski, but it's doable. Just know that it's gonna it's nothing. It's that little hole is the problem, but I don't know. Sure, everyone's like, well, if they would have, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But, it is what it is. It's a really attractive knife, especially if you like that murdered out look with just a hint of flavor. And it's pretty nice looking knife. Definitely looks mean. I love the back spacer. Wish more people would do that. It just feels good on your hand. It's not rough. It's not anything. It just feels good. Looks mainly for looks. But I always enjoyed it. Quite a few knives have it. Might as well cut this off here. Already got to 20 minutes. But figured I'd try to do this blade some justice, because it does deserve it. It's a good knife for sure. Very sharp. Mean. Don't anger him. Don't anger him. All right, guys. Have a great day.